Welcome to BitByBit-Code channel. In this today video, we are going to learn about the data binding. And in the previous classes, we have learned about the props and other thing, and one of the hook also, like use state hooks. And I have told you using the use state hook, what we can do in the sense we can use the data binding. So already in the previous video, one of the video, I have told you what is the use case of data binding, what are the props, and what is the use case of props. So if you want to send the data from parent to child, that is a simple thing already we have seen. Now instead of that, the in the reverse order we will see, like from child to parent. That is also one of the concept in data binding. See here, like the React will support one way directional, okay, one way data binding. That means either we can send the data from parent to child or else child to the parent. Here both of the way I have written. See here, one of the arrow mark is the right side, another one is the left side, right? And if we want to run with the both the directional, and for that what we need to do in the sense we need to use the Angular. But the we are learning the JavaScript and the React JS. So in the React JS, what will happen in the sense we can't share the data in the two way. Okay, either we can send the data from child to parent or else parent to child. Now leave all those things and just read this definition, and already you know the props, how to write the props and how to send the data and how to create the data also. Okay, now data binding is the process of passing the data from one component to another component, from parent to child or child to parent. Okay, one way is the React. Now leave this two way, we don't require at all. Why? Because it's from Angular, not from the React. Now, in one way, what will happen? Data binding. The data will flow in the unidirectional, either from parent to child or child to parent. Right? Now, okay. Now we will see in the code how we can write these things in the our browser, and how it will run inside the browser, and what are the code we need to write in the VS Code. All these things we need to write. Okay, now what will happen? I am creating one of the file like create.jsx. Why? Because I'm using the same thing. Now I will type RFC. So RFC, what it will do? It will create the functional component, and then inside this functional component, what I will do in the sense, I will directly use the okay. What I will do, I will take one simple example. Simple example in the sense, that whenever the child will having the data, that same data, the data should be sent to the parent. Okay, now how we can do it? This one we are having. Okay, I will take one simple example of the forms input. Whatever the input I am going to type here, the same data should be present inside the parent. Okay, for this one, what I will do, I will add the placeholder. Placeholder in the sense, what I will do, enter the name. Okay, enter the name. That's it. And after this one, a value of this one. Okay, inside this value, I required one of the hook. Okay, what I will do in the sense, I will write it later, and then on change. Okay, I leave this one. Why? Because on change, what it will do in the sense, whenever I'm going to change the data, at that time it is going to be working again and again behind the screen. Okay, next, I'll create one setter function, like what I can take in the sense, I'm taking input, so I will take input only. Input comma set input, and then use state of string, and then next, uh, okay, I will create one arrow function. So whatever the data will be there, that should be automatically sent. Okay, I will leave up to this one, and then I will continue with the value. And inside this value, what I will do, I will add input, and then on change. Okay, and on change, I will create one arrow function inside this one, like e, and then set input of e dot target dot value. And then what I will do in the sense, okay, that's fine. And then one button, and inside this button I will right click, that's it. And then on click, call that update function. Okay, now inside this update function I'm calling, this is the normal thing everyone knows basically. Now here what I'm going to do, I need to pass the data to the parent. To pass the data, what I required the props, right? So here what I will do, I will destructure that, like Okay, whatever you want, you can write. Either you can write props like this, or else your name also. And then apart from that, what you can write, okay, I will write little bit more identifier name big so that you can understand. Send to parent, something like that. And then here, what I will do, I will paste this one, and then inside this one, what it should be there in the sense, uh, okay, value. And then apart from value, what it should be there in the sense, like the whatever the value we are sharing, like input, that input should be there. And then save this one. Fine. Next, here we have completed our the create.jsx, and then we will go for the app.jsx, and again I will write rfce, and then I will call that file name like create. So this is the normal thing, like we have seen every time. And if we will go back to the browser and we will check that it's working or not. Okay, fine, now it's printing. And if I press any of the data, and if I click, that is inside the form. Next, here what I will do in the sense, here also I need to create one state so that I can store my previous data or else the current data. You know already what is the use case of the use state. So use state, what is the purpose? To store the data, right? And like that, data, and set data is to use state of a string. And then next, here, fine. Now again, I need to store that value, and whenever I'm going to click on that particular button, so what should happen? It should call the function recursively, and then again it should be working in the behind the screen. Okay, first I will write the code and I will explain once again. Let data from child. Okay, and then this one is the arrow function, and I will click on this one, and the set data of, okay, here, okay, we can do one thing. We can pass directly from the parameters, and then write the same thing. And then next, call that function, and then invoke that. After invoking, what you should do in the sense, you need to write the data, same data, like what are the you have passed inside the thing, no? Okay, the send data, and okay, just a second, that this function name should be inside that this one. Like here what we have written, okay, we have written send to parent. Okay, we will copy this one, and paste here, and copy this function and paste here, right? And now if I save, and I will write on h1 so that it's working or not, something like that we will get to know, and another h1. So for that, whatever we are going to write the data, that should be print on the screen. Now save everything and go back to the browser, and I will refresh. Okay, here just a second. What we can do in the sense, value. Okay, I'm going to write value. Now here I have refreshed the page, and then I'm going to write something like this one. Okay, it will work or not. I will check if it is having any issue. I will correct that. Now, like I'm clicking on the button. Now after clicking on this button, what is happening? The whatever the value is stored inside this input, the same value is printing on the parent, this one component. And if I click on this inspect, and if I go for the console, you will see errors are not there. Why? Because, and no warnings are also there. And if I go with the header, what are the things are there, like this one? If I going to check, I'm not, I will get the things that we have entered the data. Now this all are fine. Now leave all this thing. Okay, now I'm going to explain once again this one. First, in this create.jsx, what I'm going to do in the sense, first I'm going to write rfce. That is the one of the most common thing. And after this one, what I did, I have written one state, and I have passed on props, like previously, in normal props, how we will pass, like destructuring the props, like that we used to send, no? Like that I have destructured this one. And after this one, what I'm going to do, here one function is there. Now leave this function currently. And after this one, return is there. Inside this return, one div. Now div, what it is doing in the sense, like it is sending all the data to its to that particular component. Now inside this div, what I did, I have written the input, and you know all the forms and other thing. and you know the value and placeholder type and other thing. Next, if you don't know on change and on change on click on hover, there are a lot of concepts are there in JavaScript, then in the inside the DOM. So if you don't know all these things, then inside my JavaScript tutorials are there. You can go for that JavaScript tutorial and you can watch the on change and other things. That there are a lot of concepts are there. Maybe I haven't uploaded, but soon I will upload. And if you are having still doubts on this one, just Google on change what it will do like that, or else you can hover on this one. You will get some of the data. That's fine. Okay, on change what it will do in the sense, like whenever the data is getting changed, like input value is there, input value, what will happen, the data will be changed again and again, right? So for this one, what I'm going to do, inside the setter function, I'm going to set that data, right? And inside the value, I'm going to send this input. So that means value whatever is there, that is storing inside the input, and whenever I'm going to change the previous data, like the setter function, what it will do, it will store the current value of the data. So that means it is storing the data, like one is the updating the function and the current function, like that. And then next to what is happening, one button is there, button on click, what is happening, update. So now update function will call, inside this update function, what is happening here now, the destructured whatever we have passed, that passed data like props, the you can say props, or else sent to the parent, the same thing you can write here. And then inside this one, what we are going to pass to the parent, we need to pass that input. If you don't pass anything here, then what will happen, the data will be not printing properly there, right? See here, I will write something, and if I click, see the data will be not sending to the parent. That means if I don't send the data from this function, then it will not send any data to the parent, right? So up to this much you have understood. If you are having still doubts like that, you can ask me, or else you can just practice this code again and again, again and again, and go for the definition, other thing, that will be helping for you. Now again, what we will do in the sense, now we will come for the app.jsx. Inside this app.jsx, what I'm going to do in the sense, I'm going to write data comma set data. This one is a use state function, you know already. And then here, let the data from check. This one is a arrow function. Inside this arrow function, what I did, I have passed one parameter. Inside this parameter, what I did, inside the setter function, I have set the same parameter. Like in the sense, what will happen whenever this function is getting called, the value will be stored inside the this data, and data is been sending into the set data. See here. Okay, if you're getting confused, then I will change this one data as v in the sense value. Okay, and then here also v, just in for the confusion should not be there, for that I have passed like this one. So whatever you have passed here, the same thing you need to pass in the set data also. So that means what will happen, this function whenever it is running, that is storing some of the data, and that data is sent to be set data. Now, up to now, this much you have understood. And here, what I have did, h1 and value. And you know already how to print the data like this in curly braces. We need to write in the React. And then next year, what we have did, we have called our component as create. And then send to the parent. This keyword is there, right? So, what do you remember? Send to parent. That is acts as a props, and we have destructured that here already, right? And then send to the parent. Inside send to the parent, what we are doing, we are calling this function. So whenever this function is getting called, so whatever the data is there inside entire component, that entire component, whatever we are sending from this component, that entire data will be stored inside this function, and that function is sharing the data inside this variable, and this variable like a parameter, and this parameter, what it is doing, it's been stored inside set data. So that means set data is printing properly now, like that it is getting updated, and here data is there, that whatever the data is there, that is being sent to the data. Now if I refresh this page and if I write once again also, everything is fine. So this is the one of the easiest example I have given. If you are having any other complex issues like that, something you are unable to understand, so just practice again and again. Why? Because I'm telling one of the most important thing, that is no one can learn in first time. Maybe you can learn your grasping power is good, then it is so much fine. That's good. But like 70 to 80% of people, they need to understand again and again, and it's a coding, not a like English sentence that we can hat or something like that. It's not like that. We need to understand the concept, and then after that we can write with our own logics and other thing. Then it will improve our perfections, right? If you're having still doubts, then comment me in this uploaded video, and then whatever the doubts you are having, just comment. And apart from that, uh, recently I have uploaded my this one notes inside the GitHub. You can get the data. Just a second, I will share that link in this video only. Now here you can clearly see in my bio I have given, and if you go for my channel and click on more option, you will get description and other things you don't require. But if you scroll down a little bit, then you will get like this one GitHub. When you click on this GitHub, what will happen? It will redirect to my repositories and other thing, and you can see overviews and like HTML notes, CSS notes, and JavaScript notes and React notes. Like in upcoming time, maybe I will cover some of the most important topics like in React, like debouncing and like CSS of loader and other things. A lot of concepts are there. So thanks for watching the video, and if you're having doubts, go for these notes or else comment here. Maybe I can help you.